two major rail franchises look set to be split under a radical shake-up by the Transport Secretary Chris Grayling, including the giant contract which encompasses Southern. Mr. Grayling said the Thameslink, Southern, and Great Northern franchise, known as GTR, would be split into two or more new contracts with a formal plan set to be produced by 2019, when operators will be able to bid for control of the franchises. Part of the overhaul to the vast franchise could include transferring the West London line to Transport for London, Mr. Grayling said. The GTR network, run by Go Ahead and Keolis joint venture Gavia, was created because it was felt at the time combining each of those routes into one franchise would help increase capacity more effectively. But the sheer size of the franchise has led some to question recently whether this has contributed to the problems on Southern. The train operator had been dogged by strikes over the past year until finally this month it brokered a deal for a 2.8% pay rise with its drivers. Major engineering works at London Bridge have also exacerbated Southern's problems. Elsewhere, the major rail franchise linking London to the West Country and Wales also looks set to be split under a wide-ranging shake-up announced by Mr. Grayling. Great Western Rail, run by First Group, is now likely to be dismantled after the government launched a consultation on its future, which could see a new West of England rail franchise created. This would provide long-distance services between London, Wiltshire, Somerset, Devon, and Cornwall, alongside local and regional services operated under separate contracts across the southwest. At present, the Great Western franchise carries 100m passengers from London to Penzance and from Portsmouth to Worcester. It also travels along the South Wales coast, taking in Cardiff, Newport, and Swansea. The government claimed the benefits of the existing single franchise was that long-distance and local services were well coordinated, something which could be tougher if different entities ran these two types of service. But it said smaller franchises could bring greater competition to the rail industry in the region and potentially give more tailored services to local communities. It also noted Crossrail is likely to attract passengers travelling between London and Reading, which Great Western Rail currently serves. Shares in First Group were unmoved by the news, possibly because its control of the franchise has been extended for a year to April 2020 and could be elongated by another 2 if the government deems this necessary as it implements any changes. The move by Mr. Grayling, which was a part of wider pledges to reopen defunct rail lines and attract more private funding into the railway, comes after the government's recent announcement it would not be electrifying the whole of the Great Western Line on the segment in Wales. Instead it opted to run trains on diesel power from Cardiff to Swansea. Tim O'Toole, First Group's chief executive, said Great Western Rail had already introduced new suburban and long-distance trains with more seats and that the track upgrade work being carried out by Network Rail would enable it to offer more frequent and faster services. Meanwhile, Mr. Grayling said the South Eastern Rail franchise, also run by Gavia, would operate under a new working model previously outlined by the Transport Secretary in a speech last year.